Hey guys, so I have not made a video like this in a while, so it feels a little bit weird, but this is my 13 week. Well, technically I'm 12 weeks and 6 days. Tomorrow I will be 13 weeks pregnant, and I'm whispering because my daughter doesn't know. Not nearly anyone knows. My mom knows, my husband knows, and there's like 3 other people that know. And so I've had a pretty quiet first couple of weeks. I didn't really want to go and yell it from the mountaintop yet, because if you have followed me, you know my story. This is my 6th pregnancy. I have 1 living child, and I had 1 son who passed away, and then I've had 3 miscarriages. And so nobody tells you when you're like in health class in high school, all they say is, use condoms and don't have sex or you'll get pregnant. It's not that easy to get pregnant. It's really not that easy to have a baby for some women. And so my 20s, I've been very pregnant multiple times, and I've seen a lot of loss. And I feel like with my first daughter, I was so naive, and it was like blissful ignorance. And now it's like, okay, this is a blessing, whichever way it goes. I'm grateful to be able to be in the moment today, and have hope for the future of this baby, because God says I have a plan for this baby. I have a future and a hope for this baby. I have plans of good and not of evil. And so I am just keeping to myself, meditating on his word, focusing on positive things, being mommy and running my daughter to school and music class and dance class, and then running to the daycare and taking care of other kids and running home and trying to put something together for dinner, even though my husband is the better cook. This was not supposed to be 2 minutes. This was supposed to be like a quick 30-second video, but now we're at 3 minutes. So anyway, I just wanted to check in because eventually I will post this. It will probably be towards the end of my pregnancy or in a couple weeks. I don't know how I'm gonna feel or when I'm gonna want to shout from the mountaintops. Now I'm starting to want to tell everyone, and then there's some days where I'm just like, you know what, I'm good. This is the little light of mine, and I'm gonna protect it. But I'll eventually let it shine. It's funny though, because I found out while we're here, we might as well talk, right? I might as well give you guys the tea. I should have put makeup on. I should have got ready, because this seems like it's gonna be a long video. So yeah, because I think this is my first video. This is the first time I'm sitting down recording in this pregnancy at all. Partially because I was avoiding it, because there were 2 other pregnancies where I sat down, I started recording my journey, and then I had to let people know like my journey came to an end. So I was kind of hesitant. I wanted to see, wanted to make sure I felt healthy, wanted to make sure all was good, and it is. I do have a ultrasound this coming Thursday, so I'll be like 13 weeks and like 4 days, I think, for that ultrasound. But I found out while I was on the Daniel fast, you guys. I did the Daniel fast in October because my birthday is on the 22nd. And I had been feeling like I needed to do the Daniel fast over the summer. And I was putting it off. And I was like, I'll do it in October because that'll give me 21 days. And then on my birthday, I can eat like a savage. And it will just give me like enlightenment into what my next chapter of life will look like. And it was a couple days into the fast where I was just like, on the Daniel fast, you're hungry anyway. But I was like extremely hungry, and I was like, Lord, what the heck? And then my daughter started walking around. She's 5, and she started talking about her baby sibling, not her brother Francesco, but she was talking about another baby. And she was like, yeah, I talked to God. I prayed to Jesus about this. We're going to have a baby. And she would pick things up and she'd be like, is this for the baby in your tummy? So it was so strange. And then I also had a dream that I had went to Jamaica, and I did actually have plans to go to Jamaica this coming May. I'm not going now, obviously, because my due date is in June, and it would have been at the end of May that I was going. But I had a dream that I went to Jamaica, and me and my husband flew back, but all of our luggage got like caught up. So when we landed, our luggage didn't land with us. It was still in Jamaica, and we're calling around trying to get our luggage to where we are. And the person on the other line is like, there's a baby, you got to protect the package. We got to protect this package. We can't send this luggage until the baby's older because there's a baby in it. And I'm like, I woke up, I'm like, what the heck? Like all night in my head while I'm sleeping on repeat, protect the package. And so my dreams will happen, and it takes a couple days for it to click that, oh, this could be God speaking to me. He's spoken to me very clearly before in a dream. He's given me a warning, and I had told my mom about it in passing, and I didn't pay much attention to that dream, and boy, was that dream a warning that I should have heeded more attention to. So I told my mom about this dream, and then a few days later, I realized I never got my period. So I take a test, and lo and behold, I'm starving. I'm on the Daniel fast. I can't eat meat. I can't have like processed food, can't have like any junk food, anything that I'm craving, I can't have it. I'm eating like, what was I eating? Mushrooms, grilled mushrooms, and vegetables, like fresh vegetables. And the test was positive. And so I'm like, well, Lord, that's pretty clear. That like clarifies a whole lot. Like I thought I was going to be going on a mission trip to Africa. I thought I was going to Jamaica. I thought this was going to be a year of travel. And God was like, no, you're going to protect your package this year. You're going to stay put. You're going to protect the package. And so I had to finish up the Daniel fast. I did, I finished up the Daniel fast, and it was tough. But it was very exciting when I could eat again. But then it was like disappointing because, you know, sometimes you like crave food and then it doesn't hit. So I just felt like, you know, frustrated when I could finally eat real food because it wasn't hitting the way I needed it to hit. So yeah, there was also acne. Like I was breaking out. It looked like I was getting like black eyes, and I had red spots all under this eye and bruising. And not too many people noticed, but I noticed because my skin is normally very, very clear. And so for it to be breaking out was alarming. So that was also one of like the first signs that, hey, something is going on with my body. And I was very sleepy. I still am very sleepy. So I found out, I want to say right at like, I was maybe 5 weeks or 4 weeks. I was almost 5 weeks, I think, because I had just missed my period and I'm usually not late. So it was like, it had been like 4 or 5 days that went by. I don't think a whole week went by yet. So yeah, so that's how I knew to take a test. Obviously there were, if you are a mom who has had to bury an infant, or even had a miscarriage, then you know that when you see the positive line, there is a rush of emotion, there's excitement, and there's also caution. I don't want to say fear, because fear is not what I experienced. There was excitement, but then there was also the reality of what I know could be true. What I've experienced in the past trauma was very real. So part of the reason we also, at first, like, we didn't tell nobody. When did I tell my husband? I don't even know. I can't remember. Mommy brain is real too. I told him, I think like a day or two later after I found out, because he was away for work and I was trying to wait until he came home. But I couldn't just sit with it alone. I needed someone to know with me. So just the two of us knew for a while, and we just prayed. We were focusing on the positives, the light. Okay, fast forward. Now I'm 13 weeks. I've had 2 ultrasounds. One was not through insurance. One was because I was very impatient. It was at 8 weeks. No, it was at like 7 weeks and 5 days. It was the day before I turned 8 weeks. There is a place, it's called Bump Boutique in upstate New York. It's a very, very cute place. She is an ultrasound tech who has been working for, I believe she said, over 10 years. But on the side, she has her own like baby bump boutique. So she'll do ultrasound, she'll do gender reveals. It's a cute little office that she has. But my doctors, the practice I'm going with, didn't have an opening for me until like 10.5 weeks. And, you know, with what I've been through, I'm like, I need to see for myself what is going on inside my stomach. And so I went. She was only like, I think I paid $60 for an ultrasound, and I had the whole office is quiet. So the whole office is to yourself. She even has like a little shop that you can shop and buy baby clothes. You can take cute little pictures. She has a whole photo area, a photo wall for you to take a bump picture. And it was very nice. It was very intimate, very quiet. And it was nice to be able to see the seed that was planted and growing inside of me, and to see what this package that I need to protect, that I had this dream about, was. And so that gave me a sense of calm, a sense of relief. And then I had my first appointment at like 10.5 weeks, and I requested, I was like, I need another ultrasound, because they weren't going to give me one that day. But the doctor that I had, the practice I'm using has like a rotation of OBs and midwives. So each time you go, you see someone different. There's like a handful of them. And so by the end of your pregnancy, you have had interaction with everyone on staff. So no matter who's on call when your water breaks, you have some type of relationship with them. And with my son passing, I did not want to use the same practice I used with him, because I feel like a lot of things were the practice's fault. You can go back, you can watch my video on YouTube if you want to know more. With my daughter, that practice was amazing. So this is the practice we're using now, is the practice I used with my daughter. Tell me how on my first prenatal appointment, one of the doctors from the practice my son's pregnancy was at, walked in. And it was like, I just started crying. It was frustrating because it's like I tried to run as far as I could away from those people, that practice. And it sucked to have to face it again. But it was also like, this person knew what I just went through. So I don't have to explain myself. So I guess it was good and bad. But if I can avoid it, I will avoid seeing her again, because I just want positive vibes. I just want positive vibes. That's all I want. And she said that she left that practice because she didn't agree with some of their habits and some of the things of some of their practices, and that she realized that this new one is a better group. I think I've thrown up twice this whole pregnancy. My daughter's right outside the door. We might tell her for Christmas. That's the plan. Yeah, so twice this whole pregnancy. I've just been very exhausted. That's my number one, what are they called? Side effects? I can't think right now. Oh, symptom. My number one symptom is that I'm exhausted. And I guess my number two is that I do have like a big case of mommy brain, like mommy, like I just be forgetting everything right now. So I'm exhausted and I'm hungry, like insatiable hunger. Like I just want to continue to eat. And then it's like, even when I feel full, like I'll burp and then I need to eat again. Like I have a lot of gas. That sounds probably gross, but that is the truth. That's one of my symptoms, is I'm very gassy and I just feel like there is not enough food to sustain my hunger. So yeah, that's really it. I did put on 8 pounds. I am growing pretty quickly. I am starting to show. My mom says that my mom knows now, and my mom says that you can tell, and people probably could tell, but I feel like given my history, people are hesitant to ask me, but I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna back this up and stand up just to give you guys a little. So when I'm wearing a loose shirt, let me back this up a little bit more. Sorry, you guys are all up in my neck rolls. Okay. So when I'm like just standing regularly or wearing a loose shirt, you can't really tell, but if I go to rub my belly, or if I lean my weight onto one leg, you can tell. All right, my leggings are a little bit ripped, so don't come for me. But yeah, I got a back roll. My belly is out. I can suck it in a little bit, but that's not comfortable. So yeah. As long as I wear loose shirts, you can't really tell. You can't really tell. But then I go, boom, and there's a baby in there. Okay, yeah. So there's a baby in my belly, guys. And that's all I really wanted to tell you. It took 20 minutes, 20 minutes of rambling to say that. But yeah, if by the time you guys see this, I will either be way further along or have had my child. So just pray for continued health. And then I will update you guys. I don't know how often I will update, but I will update.